Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today we are going to be making some earrings and making some blends. So I really want this to be like a rainbow. So the first thing I'm going to do is get all my colors together. So I have all my rainbow colors here, and then we got to blend them the way that they're going to flow really nice. So I just have some of my old scrappy white here. I'm actually going to get my better blade here. And I want to kind of pinch this together to make it a little bit smaller than my actual red. And I'm going to do more. So that's going to be my first blend right there. So I like to roll them out, and then this is how I will run it through the pasta machine. My second blend will be my orange and yellow. And you don't need a lot of clay for this because we're just doing one pair of earrings. But if you want to do a bunch of earrings at once, then add more clay. This particular green is scrap, so you'll see it has like a blend of colors. And I love being able to do different things with my scrap clay. So if you have any scrap, there is no right or wrong in this project. You know, just use what you have laying around. It doesn't have to be a particular color. So this is peacock blue. And then, like I said, scrap green. Okay, so I'm going to run these through my pasta machine. I'm going to blend them real well. And then I will be right back. All right, so this is my red and pink. And before I go any further, I want to start popping these bubbles because now I have air in here. And some people do this last, but I like to do it while I see them because I feel like it's easier to get rid of them. So now I'll finish conditioning this. All right, so I have all my colors rolled out and blended. Next, I want to burnish this a little bit to make sure there's no lines on here. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Then I'm going to get my Silkscreen and I'm going to start placing these on. And I'm going to do it sideways because my cutters, the way I'm going to do it is that's going to be the top. So let me get these kind of all lined up exactly how I want them. Okay, and I normally always do black, but this time I'm actually going to do white on this because I just think it's going to be very, I think it's going to be perfect for spring and summer if I do white. And I don't have a squirt bottle, so I am actually going to just use my little scooper here to get my white paint on there. And then I'll get my little squeegee. Let me clean this off. And then just go right over it. And I want to make sure it's completely covered. And then carefully lift it up. And now I will go rinse this out. And I'm going to pat dry it and then do the next two. Okay, so all my pieces are now painted with the Silkscreen. I'm going to let everything completely dry and then we'll move on to the next step. So all my pieces are dry. Now the way that I check to make sure that my stuff is dry, I just take my hand and flat and then lift. I put my hand flat, lift straight up. Don't rub it, because if it's wet, you'll smear it and it just becomes a mess. So these are the cutters that I will be using. And I just got these, so I really wanted to kind of play with them. And I'm thinking something along those lines. Just do a fun, long earring. So this I know is going to be top. So since I want to do rainbow, this has to be like the rainbow part. All right. So I want to get my pink and red together. So I'm going to cut 2 of those. And then let me lay this down flat. I want to make sure that they're stuck on my tile real well. And then we know this is going to be our yellow and orange. Since I have so much extra left over, I'm probably going to make a necklace as well. Don't throw your extras away, because you can make other things with it. I'm going to put these all off to the side for right now. I'm going to smooth out my edges, even though it doesn't need much, because these cutters really cut nice. There's not much smoothing at all you need to do. All right, so my next step is to put my holes in. So I already know exactly how I'm going to do this. This is the bottom half. So how do I want, let's see, green. So the green's going to be at the top to connect. So let's do 2 at the top. And then for the necklace, I'm going to do on the sides. And then each one of these will get 2 holes, top and bottom, because we will connect them. So the yellow will get 2. All right, so now I will place these in my oven, 275 for a ½ hour, and then we will return and put these all together. My pieces are out of the oven. They're cooled off. I started my necklace, or I finished my necklace, but look how beautiful this necklace came out. I absolutely love how this turned out. So I'm going to show you how I did this by doing it, doing the same thing with the earrings. And let me put that off to the side. The first thing that I want to get is my little sticky mat thing here. And then I'm going to get my resin tape. And I will lay that down on here. And then I'm just going to set my pieces right on to my tape. And the reason I use this is because with the sticky mat, I don't have to tape down my tape. It stays right to the sticky mat. So it works out beautiful. And I'm just pressing them down nicely, making sure that they're completely sealed there. And you can see that I have my little crushed glass here. And I was trying to find colors that went with the color of the clay. So obviously I did like a really nice rose red for that one. I did gold for that. And then this beautiful like turquoise color. So I think I picked out some pretty cool colors for this particular piece. And we're going to do the same for our earrings. I also want to show you quickly. I took all my colors of my clay and I just blended them together. And look at this beautiful block that I got. So I'll end up taking this and slicing this up and making another piece of jewelry there. So don't throw your scraps away. You could do so many things. I mean, look how cool that is. I mean, I think that is so neat. Now you can see how I placed it together, but that side is absolutely beautiful. So right here, you can see the 4 sides that I kind of split to make a larger bead. But I'm not going to make this into a bead. I'm actually going to take this, slice it up, put it on some clay, and maybe I'll make a bonus video showing you guys what you could do with your leftover clay here. So I'm going to get my paintbrush, and then I have my UV resin, and I am just going to put a small amount in each one. I'm not going to overfill it. So you can see I just put a little bit in each one. And then I'm going to take my paintbrush and just spread it out. Okay. And then take your crushed rock and put it right into the middle. I'm just going to take my paintbrush and push it right into the center. And I want to make sure that I have this completely filled on the bottom. I don't need it sticking up over it. I just mainly want the center filled. And you're going to want smaller crushed glass. Don't get the ones that are overly too big because it's not going to look right. All right, so once your piece is full, you're going to put a little drop. You're going to put a little drop of resin on it. And just kind of make sure everything is in there nicely. And then I'm just going to spread my resin all around the middle section to make sure it's filling up right around all my broken glass or my crushed glass. And don't worry about if you get it on the outside because we are going to resin the outside of it. Now I'm going to put these under my UV light, and I'm going to put them under for about 2 minutes. Next, we are just going to take a little bit of our resin again. I'm going to put it right on the top of each one. And I'm just putting a little dot, so it's not a lot. And then I'm just going to take my brush and spread it over the entire piece. This way our paint will be completely protected and it'll give us this beautiful shine as well. Okay, so now I'm going to put this back under my UV light and I'm going to put it under, I'm going to say for about 4 minutes total. Look how beautiful those look so far. Okay, next we're going to pull this up. And now we're going to put this under the light for about, I'm only going to do about a minute. And that's going to make sure that underneath here is cured. It feels cured, but I want to make sure before I pull it off. So put that under your light upside down like this. Okay, after a minute, peel them off. Now I want to take my resin again, and now I'm going to resin the backs. And I like to take my poker tool for this and just spread everything over it. Oops. I'm going to make sure the middle is completely full. And don't worry about your holes because we will be re-drilling them again. And I'm making sure I get all the way to the edge. I'm going to put everything close together. All right. And I am going to do my lighter around this because I can see I have little bubbles on some of them. And I missed this section right here. All right, and now I will place this under my UV light and I'll cure this for about 4 minutes. All right, all our pieces are cured. They look fabulous. How beautiful those look. So nice. So our next step is to re-drill our holes because now we have resin in them. So we want to make sure that we could get our jump rings in. So I'm just going to take my drill and go right in and just reopen all those holes up. Oops. Oh, no. Come on. Don't do that. All right, so now I want to show you when you make a mistake. So I went a little too fast for my own good. And you can see I drilled really close to the edge. So now to fix that, I'm actually going to put resin on that. Because I don't want to throw my piece away or not have that piece on there. But I can't have a hole there either. So I am going to take my resin and I will just brush right over that. And I'm going to put a nice amount on there. So it'll kind of be a little bit thicker on that area. And it's going to go right down into that hole because I'm pushing it in there. And then I'm going to cure this for a couple minutes and then I'll do the back side. And I guarantee you, you will never even notice that hole was there. So now I'll go a little bit slower with these ones because I was just kind of rushing through that. But I guess it's a good thing because now I can show you how to fix your piece if you do get a hole in there. All right, that is curing. We will start putting one of our earrings together. And I am actually using oval jump rings for this because the oval jump rings work really well for the necklaces. And look how great they worked for the earrings. So you don't have this big jump ring sticking out because it's oval, so it's skinnier. So I'm just connecting my pieces. And then I decided that I want to use a wood topper. Since they're already long, I don't want to use my fish hooks because then they're going to kind of hit the neck area. And it's going to be just way too long. It's going to lay almost real close to the shoulder, and I don't want that. I want them long, but not overly too long. And there is one of the earrings. Look how beautiful that is. Is that not gorgeous? I love these. I think those are fabulous. All right, let me grab that from the UV light. Okay, so now I can see that it is completely cured on the top. The bottom here is kind of blotchy because it's soaked through. So I'm going to take that off and make sure it's nice and flat. And then I'll just take a little tiny bit here. You could also use your shavings and stick them in the hole so you could cover it up. But because this is going to be on the top where my piece is going to go, I'm not overly worried about it, because I know nobody's going to see that. And these are mine. If I was selling this, I would fix it. I would end up putting some of my shavings in there, and you would never see that hole at all. But nicely, look at, you can't see that hole at all on the front because of the white silk screen that we did. It like really just covers it up and blends in there nicely. So let me do this. I'll put this under for a couple minutes as well. Okay, so my piece is cured. Now, I am actually going to drill from the back side this time, since I slipped and now this is kind of bubbled out just a tad bit more than just having it brushed on flat. So I'm going to line it up. And, all right, so now you see how it's slipping? Here's another trick. Get your poker tool and kind of just go in there and start a little hole. That's going to give your drill something to grip onto. See how much easier that is? If your drill has something to grip to, it won't slip. And now I'm going to pull that up real close, and I'm hoping you can see that. Right there on the corner is that tiny little hole that I accidentally did. And if I would have went through the edge, I would have destroyed the piece, but I noticed it right away. So you cannot even see that. You see it here on the back, but now you watch. I'm going to connect these pieces. Oh. And make sure that's straight. And now look, you don't even notice that was ever there. So beautiful. So I'm kind of happy that happened. So I was able to show you that. So there are all our pieces. I absolutely love this. I think this screams summer all the way. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed creating these pieces with me. If you did, please remember, hit that like button, make a comment, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It all really does help push it out. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye.